Hello guys, welcome again. So in this section we are going to be looking at how creating the folders, right? The folder structure of how the application is going to look, mostly all the features that will be needed. Okay, so remember I told you guys that we are going to be creating admin panel for this. So admin will be able to add categories, admin will be able to add wallpapers, right? And users on the other hand will be able to see those wallpaper, accept them, add to favorite, download, and do everything, right? So I'm going to zoom this a little bit so it's going to be much more clearer. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, remember when you're building apps, you need to create asset folder, right? But the asset is not going to be inside the lib folder, right? So what I normally do, or what I usually do, is to review this in Finder, right? When I do this, I go in here, create a new folder, and I name it assets. Okay, so save that and close this guy. We can return back and you will see that it has been added into our project. So right here I'm going to add all the assets that we need, but that's not what this section is about, right? This section is about structuring our project. Okay, all right, so the first thing is for the admin, right? Since I'm using feature first, right, I'll have my features. Okay, and inside our features I'm going to have the layers inside each features, right? Provider, yeah, I put all my provider stuffs, related stuffs, and we have the models, we have the screens. If there's any local widget, it's there. If there's any local dialog, it's also inside. So now we have our admin, and in this admin I'm going to create the first thing is going to be the admin provider, okay, which is going to be a directory as well. So we have the providers, right, which we just contain every, just to handle those logics for the admin. Okay, then we have screens. Okay, screens, yeah. So we have our screens, and inside the screens I can now create the various files, like the various screens that we need for this, right? If we need the add wallpaper screen, admin homepage screen, add category screen, they are all going to be inside this screen. Okay, but remember we are creating folders, we are not creating files. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as it is, so when we start integrating, then we can start modifying them one after the other. Then secondly, I'm going to put the authentication. Okay, authentication on the other hand is more like a different kind of feature, right? Because not every app has authentication. So in this case we have our provider, we have our provider, right? We also have our screen, and if you have anything like models or whatever, you can just create it here, models, right? It's going to be inside. Okay, so this is supposed to be providers with the X, okay, and screens, because just expect many to be inside. So this is for authentication. You can see how everything is just looking simple little by little. Then the next one we are going to create is the category, right? Users should be able to add items to category. So I'm going to create category, right? There's a new feature, and inside the category we have screens. Okay, we have provider, we have models, and if there's any other thing while we are developing the app, you are going to see me add them. Okay, so we have the models as well. So that's for the category, right? And the other hand, I normally like creating a config file, right? So this config file is just where I add my router, my app logger, my enums, extensions. Maybe if I have shared preference keys, I put them inside here. So that's what config is for, right? Just as it sounds, configurations. Okay, those app kind of configurations. Okay, it just enters there. So the other thing we have again is the downloads, right? So I'm going to create a new directory here that says downloads. Okay, and the download, we are also going to get the same thing. So I don't want to be doing this one after the other. So what I can do is to move this model. Oh, that's moving. No, I can just copy it. Okay, we can copy it and paste it inside here. Okay, so now we have model, we have providers, and we have screens for downloads as well. Okay, So that's it for downloads. And the next one we're going to do is for favorites. Okay, so users should be able to add to favorites, which is part of the feature, right? So you have your favorites, okay, and inside the favorite I will also do the same thing and paste this guy in here. So we have the models for favorites, we have providers, and the screens for favorites, okay. And then we have the other one, which is home. So this home is just more like, you know, when you have, you're going to see what home is about, because for every app mainly you will see like a home page, more like the main activity, right, that now has the bottom nav with the different screens, right? We have home page, we have favorites, we have download, because we are using bottom navigation for this app. If you saw the demo before I started this video, okay. So we have the home, and I think we already have that, okay. So I'm going to paste this as well inside of it, and we have the same thing. And then I'm going to create onboarding. So we also have onboarding for this app as well. When users are signing up, they will now be taken to the onboarding screen, right? So inside there too, we have the same thing. So you can just see it's just like similar stuffs, right? And we have all the features, okay? So I'm going to like skip this part and just add everything at once. All right, guys. So I've added everything that is needed. So you can see we have the admin, we have the authentication, category, configs for configurations, we have download, favorite, home, onboarding, we have the root screen because we are using bottom navigation. So from that root screen, we will create the bottom nav, and then we pull up the home page, the admin settings and favorite, all of them from there. Okay, so we have the search, users will be able to search for wallpaper. We have the settings, right, which you can call accounts if you're building your own app. We have shared. So this shared is more like a global kind of utils file. I have my utilities, which is like functions that I use all through the app. We have dialogues that I use more than one place. We have rejects that I use more than one place as well. They are all under shares. Then I have my styles. So this is where I add my colors and every other style that I want to add in the application, right? And now finally we have our main.dat, which is the amazing part of it. Okay, so this is pretty much everything I want to show you guys when it comes to folder structuring that we're going to use for this application. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching. I'm going to see you guys in the next section where we are going to be setting up Firebase.